So there is this question I get often, and that is pig farming profitable? Yes, pig farming is profitable, but it all comes down to how you are doing it. The biggest problem with most pig farmers, I'm sorry to say this, but I'll say it. The biggest problem with most pig farmers is that most pig farmers don't understand the business side of pig farming. For you to be able to sell your pigs at a profitable price, you must know how much you've put in to each of your pigs. And this is where most farmers struggle. You can't be running a pig farm and you don't even know how much you spend on a particular pig. It's worrisome. And I always tell people this. That is how you either become profitable or you go into losses. If you don't know how much you spend on a particular head of pig. Because this is a business, it's not a hobby. I always tell people. So if you want to make profits in your pig farm, if you want to make profits running your pig farm, you must know how much you are using to raise one particular pig. For example, on this farm, for me to be able to raise a pig to 50 to 60 kg within a period of 4 months period, always 4 months post-weaning. That is always my target. 4 months post-weaning. That's from the time I wean, 4 months. That if you calculate the pig's age, 5 months, because I usually wean my pigs at 1 month or 5 weeks. That's 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So from that point to 4 months, my target is to hit 50 to 60 kg. Sometimes it can go over, but that is usually my range, 50 to 60 kg. Now, for me to be able to produce a pig up to that point, the input based on the current price of feeds and the particular feeds I use, what I usually spend on a particular head of pig is 40 to 50,000 naira. 40,000 naira to 50,000 naira. Now, when a pig is weighing that 50 to 60 kg, let's say on average 55 kg, and now currently I sell at my farm. I even sold some pigs this morning per kg because I sell with my scale. This is also another very, very important thing that I always tell farmers to do. If you have a pig farm, make sure you have a scale. Not just a pig farm. If you have a livestock farm, beef cattle, goats, sheep, what they call it, chickens and fishes, you need to have a scale in your farm because you need to weigh your animals. Even if it's not for weighing to sell, but at least you weigh at the end of every month to know how much or to know how many kilograms your animals added within that month. For example, on this farm, there are some pigs that at the beginning of the month, for example, on the 1st of January, I weighed some pigs to know how many kg they were at that point. On the 30th of this month, which is January, I'll also weigh them again to know how many kg they have gained. My target is to always make sure that my pigs are 10, 15 kg every month. And it's possible if you have the right feeds and the right breeds. In fact, most of the times, it's not even about the breeds. It's about your feeding. This is what I always tell pig farmers. 80% of the problems you have with your pigs is feeding. Feeds. And while trying to economize the feed, the cost of feed, you end up running into deeper losses. Because the more you try to use cheap feeds on your pigs, they will not grow. Because pigs are monogastric animals. You can't be giving them feeds that are not rich in nutrients and expect them to grow. They will not grow. So back to what I was saying. How much I spend for a pig to attain 55 kg on average in 4 months post-weaning is 40,000 naira to 50,000 naira. Because I have the cost of the expenditure I input for the first month, because the first month post-weaning, I give them what I call the winner feed, which I formulate by myself. The second month, I give them what I call the grower feed, which I formulate by myself. Then for the next 2 months, which will make it 4 months, I give them what I call the finisher feed. Now, by the time they are at 4 months, I sell the ones I want to sell. I sell them off. Then the ones that I want to keep to replace my breeders, I leave them to reach 6 months. Then I take them to the phase 1 of our farm, which is the breeding area. Where I am currently is the phase 2, which is where we basically fatten our pigs. As you can see, we have many rooms here. We basically fatten here. And then once we want to sell, we sell from here. And then once we want to take back to the breeding area, we take back to the breeding area. So this is basically what I do on this farm. Now, if you calculate how much I spent from a pig to reach 55 kg on this farm, let's say on average, because I spend 40 to 50,000 naira, let's just say on average 45,000 naira, or let's just make it 50,000 naira, because the cost of feed might increase by the time you guys are watching this video. So let's make it 50,000 naira. Now on this farm, I sell my pigs at 1,700 naira per kg, because I know how much I'm spending on my pigs. So I can easily know how much I will sell my pigs. I can easily know how much I can say this is how much I will say per kg. Now, for you to be able to determine how much you say per kg, you must also look at what other people are selling. But when you look at what other people are saying, pick the highest one and remain strong. I'll use that English. Remain stubborn to selling at that price, because mind you, this is a business. You have to treat it like a business. So you must remain stubborn at that particular price, which is the highest one other people are selling. Because if someone out there is selling at that higher price, of course you can sell at that higher price too. But you might also need to leverage on certain factors. For example, my own leverage is that I have numbers. So I can easily leverage on the highest price because I have the quantity which people want. So if I spend between 40 to 50,000 naira, let's just say 50,000 naira, to raise a pig to 55 kg on average, not like it's the highest, just on average, because sometimes it can be over 60 kg, but let's just say 50 kg, 55 kg. So now 55 times 17, that's about 93,000 naira. I think so, 93,000 naira, 93,000 something. Some numbers are following it. So that is basically how much I will get on average if I sell my pigs at 55 kg times 17. Now, if I sell it at that rate, at that amount, I'm going to make over 40% or 43% in profit. But mind you, this is not my profit. Not all of this 43% is my profit, because don't forget, I have to maintain the breeder side of the farm. And it's from that my profit that I'm going to use to also maintain that side. So when you check it out, you see that the main profit you are getting from actually selling your pigs, like the main profits, when you take out the money you might be spending on the breeder side, you see it's between 10 to 15%, which is still something. It's still something. So the major reason why most pig farmers don't make profits the way they should be making, or the major reason why pig farmers are making losses, is because they don't even know how much they spend on a particular pig. So this is what I always tell people. If you want to make profit in your pig farm, know how much you are spending on a particular pig to reach a certain weight, so that you not be selling losses. Because it's only when you know what you are inputting that you can know what you sell your animals to cover up your expenses. That is as simple as that. So if you own a pig farm, from today onwards, always keep a record, not just your record of expenses. Keep a record of, okay, I'll basically tell you guys how I know how much I spend on each pig. So the first month, my pigs on this farm, because I usually put my pigs each room 6 to 7. Now, 6 to 7 of these pigs, when they are 1 month post-weaning, that's when they are still eating the weaner feed. Each pig in a room doesn't eat more than 0.5 kg. So I can easily calculate it based on the cost of the feed I'm giving them. I can easily know how much each pig is eating. And now when I know that each pig is eating 0.5 kg, I can times it by 30 days. That's 0.5 kg times 30 days times the cost of 1 kg of that feed. That is how I know that this pig eats, let's say, 10,000 naira in the first month. Now, when it goes over to the grower feeding, when it goes to the grower section of the farm, the grower section is this side I am. The other side is the winner, there is the grower, and this side are the finishers. Because I grouped each row. So I know which side my pigs are, the stages they are. So when they move over to the grower pens, they eat about 1.5 kg on average. So I times it 1.5 kg times the cost of 1 kg of that feed, times the number of days which they will stay in that grower section, which is usually 30 days. Now after that 30 days, they move to the finisher side. And at the finisher side, they stay for 60 days. That's 2 months. So I do, and at that stage, they eat about 2.5 kg or 2 kg. But I do my own, on average, 2 kg. So 2 kg times 60 days times the cost of 1 kg of that feed. I know how much I've spent. When I calculate all these things together and and add them together, I know how much I've spent on these pigs in 4 months. And therefore, I know how much I'm going to sell my pigs to be able to cover my expenses and to be able to make some profits on top. So these are the things we have to do. Now, as you all know, feeding is like the most expensive thing, is the major expenses when it comes to pig farming. Feed cost is very, very high. But that should not be the reason why you give your pigs. There are some days ago, I went to a farm to look at what is happening to the farm because the person that owns the farm is not in the States. That should be, I went to, I think, it should be Ebonyi State. So the guy that owns the farm is, I think, is in Abuja. So his younger brother or his younger cousin is the one running the farm for him. So the farm is not really impressing the guy. So he told me to go and look at the farm. I went there. What I discovered was actually kind of, I would say, shocking. Because their feeding regimen is something that myself, I don't even understand. Because according to what the cousin was telling me, if today is Monday, they will give the pigs vegetable and fruits from the markets. Then on Tuesday, they will give the pig only PKs. Then on Wednesday, they will bring pawpaw leaves and plantain leaves and give to the pig. Then on Thursday, they will go to the market and gather rotten onions, rotten cucumber, all those things and put for the pig. So I was not like so you're giving these things to your pigs and you expect them to grow. How would they grow? You need to give your pigs a balanced diet at all times. So in as much as feed cost is high, you need to be giving your pigs good feeds, because if you don't give them good feeds, they will not grow. And pig farming, from my many years of experience in pig farming, one thing I can tell you for certain is that pig farming is garbage in, garbage out. This is what we learned in computer science back in secondary school. Pig farming is garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you put in your pig farm is what you are going to get out of your pigs, not your pig farm, your pigs. Because how you feed them is how they will grow. They will not grow magically. You have to feed them, and you have to feed them well for them to give you what you want. So like my advice today is for you to calculate how much you spend on each head of pig, on each pig. And then know how much you spent on them total for that time period you are fattening them for, and then know how much you spend so that you can make profits. So now, if you're a pig farmer, one thing I'll tell you for certain is don't sell your pigs below 1,700 naira per kg unless you want to move into the red, unless you want to go into the red. You should understand what I mean by that. So if you are selling your pigs, don't sell below 1,700. Don't sell it, because feed costs are rising every day. You can't be selling your pigs at 1,500. I even heard that some people are selling at 1,300. Like, how are you covering up? How are you covering up? So you have to sell at least 1,700. Some weeks ago, I was selling at 1,600, but I was like, no, I have to move to 1,700. And I'm selling at 1,700. And of course, if feeds increase, you increase your own. That's how you balance the scale. Fees cannot be increasing and you're selling at a loss. Like, why are you then in business? Because the truth is, if you're not making profit in business, you become frustrated. Your business will be frustrating you. So the best you can do is to work hard, try your best to make profit, to break even and make profit. It's not even about breaking even, because you can break even and at the end of the day, you'll be asking yourself, what am I even making from this pig farm? You discover that you're not making anything. So the best you can do is to make sure you're making profits. Now, if you need a more comprehensive outline on how I calculate how much I spend on each pig for that 4 months which I talk about, for them to reach 55 kg and so, and you also need my feed formula, reach out to me on WhatsApp. My number is on the screen. Reach out to me on WhatsApp and I'll guide you and I'll help you, because at the end of the day, this is Nigeria and we all are trying to help ourselves. Even if you're not in the country, you can reach out to me. Even if you're in Ghana, Kenya, Africa, wherever you are, India, Pakistan, reach out to me. I'll still be able to help you. So that's basically today's video. See you guys in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let me know your questions in the comment section. And now, if you have any video topic that you want me to make a video about, like you're struggling with something in your farm and you want me to make a video about it, let me know in the comment section and I'll make a video like that. And I'll make such a video and I'll make that video for you. So thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video.